Alpha male creators have gone too damn far.
First, I don't lean over it. Actually use my whole body. When I'm trying to shift, I'm not putting my head there and then moving. The proper way to do it, get up, shift the whole body with your head, continue the movement. And it's pathetic if you drop some and you stop looking and acting frustrated.
Now, you know things have gotten bad for men out here when we can't even worry about carrying our luggage through the airport and dropping it without feeling that it would make us look too feminine or too much of a beta male if we had the misfortune of making a mistake. What we just watched together was another example of how alpha male content creation on the internet has gone insane. And in fact, it's gotten to the point where it is beyond cringe. And content like this would not be surprising to see, especially if you go back a couple of years ago, I'd say 2022, with the rise of characters like Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit Podcast, and a whole bunch of other folks who essentially tried to speak to men. Now, I'd say generally speaking, there's no problem with trying to speak to men, but how it's done and what kind of culture it breeds is always the question that we are trying to figure out. In this case, we just have a perfect example of when it gets beyond cringe for the sake of min-maxing everything about your character and hyper-fixating on little details to try to make yourself appear more masculine and more attractive to a mate. So let's take a look at a couple more videos from this creator and let's try to understand what it is that he's trying to teach to the audience. Your body language, kinetics, has the power to elevate or significantly diminish your perceived status. How do you communicate your presence through your movements? Now, before I go back to clowning, I'm going to be fair, because that's one of the things I'm going to strive to do on this channel. We're trying to see the nuance of things. And here's an area where I'm going to give them some credit, because how you carry yourself in the world absolutely does affect how people perceive you. Think of it this way. It's the very reason why you have actors who focus on physical acting, which, if my understanding is correct, is the art of conveying emotion through physicality rather than dialogue. And if they are able to convey their emotions by not saying much, and we as the audience are able to understand that, then it makes sense and it stands to reason how this exact same concept translates into the world. And when people see you walking around all droopy, they think you're depressed. Or if they see you walking around with your head held up high, your shoulders put back, and walking like you're standing on the ground, people will perceive that as confidence. So I'll give them some credit. Communication with humans is not just verbal, it's also clearly nonverbal. And that includes a multitude of different factors. But again, he takes things a bit too far. And it's not just me saying that. Let's read the comments. Pathetic if you pick your bag up. I leave mine and buy a wardrobe. Like a real man. I mean, when you start thinking you can't even drop your bag, it starts to get pretty terrible. Oh no, I picked up my luggage wrong. Now I'm gay. I mean, yeah, it's kind of the way they're acting when you watch this video, right? It seems as though everything he's trying to avoid right now is having someone think that about him. When in reality, just chill, dude. It doesn't matter either way. You're gonna be fine. I'd say making a video on how to be high status is a low status move. And that right there is a bit of the rebuttal to the description, because he didn't only say how you move determines how people perceive you. He said it's about your status. So these guys are all worried about being these high value males when you're out here doing dumb like this.
Here I am, grabbing it like an ape and coming to business meeting. Make sure not to use underhand grip when carrying the folder. Making it all about the folder, but not about yourself. You grab the folder approaching the business meeting in this manner. How does it look?
Stupid. Stupid. That's how it looks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And of course, as expected, the comments for this particular video are exactly what we're all probably thinking right now. Dude, it is a folder. Carry it to wherever the F you gotta go, however you gotta go, and just get there. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. And while most comments pretty much have the same sentiment, I think this is probably one of the funny ones that I've read. A turned away 19 clients last month based solely on how they held their folder. Don't judge a book by its cover. Judge a book by how it holds another book. Pretty sure that was Confucius. And I say this video and the video before it get to a broader theme that you'll tend to notice with a lot of this type of content. But before I get into that, let's just check out one more together. Then we'll wrap it all up and make sense of it all.
Make sure you don't ruin your first impression taking a drink from your favorite latte. How about you do this?
Leaning towards and bowing to the cup.
Stop serving the cup. Drink it like a man. How did it look?
People go their whole lives not knowing they're a parody. So as I mentioned before we got to that clip, you're starting to see a theme with how these videos are going, right? But before I get into my main thoughts there, just gotta get some tea here for a second. Oh wait, hold on. Almost caught me serving the cup there. Remember, the cup's gotta serve me. So let's get this right. How did it look? Stupid. Terrible. Oh wait, sorry. I think when I started talking there for a second, I was serving the mic. The mic should be serving me, right? So we gotta get that correct, guys. Let's get in sync here for a second. Let's get serious real quick. I resonate with messages that encourage men to move with integrity and purpose and strive to be a man that commands the room and demands respect. And if we take a look at this type of content and try to figure out what this guy is trying to accomplish, I think it's fair to say he's attempting to teach men how to craft their image and convey a certain message. And that message is one of high confidence, being secure in one's masculinity, and having a degree of seriousness. The issue is, when you hyper-focus on some of the dumbest things you can think of, you wind up conveying the exact opposite message. People don't see you as secure. People don't see you as confident. They actually see you as insecure, because a person who is confident wouldn't be constantly worried about what people are thinking of them. They don't see you as secure in your masculinity, as you are so focused on appearing masculine that you simply aren't being masculine. You're so concerned that picking up something the wrong way or drinking your cup improperly makes you feminine or a beta, that you simply aren't being yourself and daring the world to accept that fact. And in turn, the degree of seriousness in which you wanted to cultivate is completely lost, as everyone laughs at your completely unserious behavior. You see, guys, I do think we need more content that caters to men, as there is a feeling right now in the culture that men have been completely pushed off to the wayside. We are seeing some of these sentiments in voting habits, online culture, art, and vibes in general. That very void is what allowed guys like Andrew Tate and, again, Fresh and Fit to rise to prominence in the first place. But their message generally, and this type of stuff, just really isn't it, as it goes too far and introduces things that are completely unnecessary. We need to find the right balance. We have to get away from completely dismissing men's issues on one hand, or inversely propagating a culture that is also divorced from reality, and if adhered to, would keep men lost in the woods, potentially hating women and being terrible leaders on top of that. I feel confident, though, that we will get there. As in 2025, the Tates are basically a parody of themselves. The guy who was the subject of this video got completely clowned on by most of the comments in the comment section, and more liberal-leaning voices in the culture that might have helped remove the focus off of men after the results of the last election have turned their focus back onto men. And so, guys, I think overall we will be fine. Just remember to make the culture serve you, and you don't serve it. How's that feel? Anyways, that's my perspective. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe, as I got much more content like this on the way. So until next time, YouTube, peace.